You feel like you have a little bit of a vision into who they are. Now they're putting their mark on you. That's a different connection from what a lot of people feel.
I identify with the symbology there. I do think bugs are gross, but this is a pretty bug, so.
Well, I think bugs are beautiful.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi.
How are you?
Nice to meet you in person.
Yeah, it's great to
finally.
meet you. Are we rolling?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. Like, I think it's capture everything and figure out what's good and what's not.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I'll try to keep the slurs down to a medium.
Oh, there's no need.
No, when I said a medium, not a minimum, so.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you're going with a dream tattoo, like, so essentially, like, I dreamt this,
Mm-hmm.
and I dreamt that I was putting it on you. So I appreciate it, you know, that you like the vision. Where are you going exactly? Where
I was thinking maybe back here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna change on us. That's good.
Wait, yeah, well, because the other one.
Well, you had told me leg at first.
Oh, yeah, I guess I had.
Yeah. So no, that's no
it's
problem.
good.
Like,
It's a belt to my suspenders, man. It's all meat. Like,
but yeah, no, that's great. So
Okay.
how big were you thinking?
I mean, not massive. I don't know. Well, I have a big arm. I think I'm, like, maybe like that would be nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're kind of wanting
Yeah.
to put right
Kind of back.
behind
yeah,
this one,
behind
same
this one,
level
yeah.
as this one. I think that'll be a perfect size, tell you the truth. Awesome.
All right, super cool. Yeah, I mean, I was gonna go with something kind of simpler, but you had dreamt this, and I feel like it's, profound in its way. I identify with the symbology there.
Yeah.
I do think bugs are gross, but this is a pretty bug. So.
Well, I think bugs are beautiful.
Yeah.
So
Oh, well, thank you.
yeah. But so Annie, you and I had a little chance to talk,
Mm-hmm.
and so trans woman in America. Go.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking, really. So I think it's important because like this whole scope of things, as far as, you know, these shows go, are learning from others' experiences and maybe, you know, being able to overcome some of the things that, you know, people went through and, you know, maybe, you know, paving the way for somebody else to where they don't have to struggle as much. So, like, I know you came out relatively recently.
Yeah.
What was that coming out process like?
Oh, well, I don't know. I just had this thing inside me that was just getting louder and louder every year. And it just felt weirder and more painful to not address it. And things got to the point where it's like, man, if I don't take a good look at this, it will literally kill me. So and nobody knew. Absolutely nobody knew. I got I came out to one other comedian. They were amazing. They didn't make a big deal out of it. And they were like, that's awesome, you know? And after saying that and having that person not like clutch their pearls and faint, it's like, man, maybe I can actually do this. So, I started seeing a therapist, and I wanted to make sure I could be honest with that therapist. Cause I mean, you gotta say something that you've spent so much time and energy not saying. And I had these journals where I wrote everything down, and I never lied in my journals.
Yeah.
I journaled a lot. So what I did was I brought a big stack of these journals with me on my like second therapy appointment. And I was, you know, I explained to him, like, look, I'm nervous about a lot of things, but my biggest fear is that anybody would find these things and read them. But I want to make sure I can be candid with you. So, you know, I'm going to ask you to just pick a random page out of one of these and I'll read it out loud.
Oh, okay.
And he looked at me and he was like, well, look, just because you were willing to do that, I don't think we have to do that. I mean, I think you're ready to tell me what you need to tell me. So I was like, I think I'm a woman, you know? And he was really, I mean, he was really cool about it. He wasn't phased or anything. He was very, encouraging. And
So, like, just pause for a second. Why did you expect, like, the therapist to automatically pass judgment? Did you
I didn't
like
expect him to pass judgment necessarily, but
just not be comfortable with it, maybe?
or just be surprised or something. I didn't know what to expect.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's
so it's just the unknown.
Yeah, the unknown. That's what kind of kept me in the closet for so long. And I kind of explained to him what my situation was, which was basically I don't feel comfortable or natural as a man.
Mm-hmm.
And when I expressed myself as a woman, which was always in private, it was like my head was clear. I felt like normal, like a normal person, had all the symptoms.
So how long would you say before you started taking the steps to coming out that in private
Years.
you were just years where you were comfortable in private, but in public
terrified that someone would find out what made me comfortable in private.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it sucked.
Okay.
It was living hell. And the difference between those two feelings and the thought that, well, I may never actually be comfortable was starting to drive me crazy. I'm like, I don't think I can survive that. So, I made a plan. I came out to my parents. They were cool. They were very cool, actually. They were naturally surprised. They were more surprised when I came out as an alcoholic, or less surprised, rather. Sorry, it's hard to focus.
Oh, you're good. Take your time.
I'm pretty proud of how composed I've been so far. Yeah, I told them that this is what the deal was, and that I'm going to be going through some changes, and that I'm still the same person, or probably going to be a better iteration of the person that they've known. And we all had kind of a grieving period for the person that I was, just because it's a lot to adjust to, but they really embraced me. My dad helped me pick my name, which I think is really sweet.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, they gave me the first one. Jesus Christ. And
that's what they named you?
Huh?
You said Jesus Christ. They said
no, yeah, that's
that.
not. Yeah, my dead name isn't Jesus Christ. I personally don't like that expression, but yeah, I got my name legally changed. I got on hormones like as quickly as I could, and haven't looked back since. It's been amazing.
So before your transition, were you doing comedy then?
I was.
So you were dealing with this uncomfortability. Have you had a change on stage also to where now hey, this is who I really am? I can maybe tap into areas of creativity and writing that I couldn't before because I was always holding something back. Are you able to just kind of unleash now?
Well, to put it succinctly, I was just never able to be honest on stage. There was always something that I was lying about because I was lying about it to myself and everyone else. And then once I realized how liberating it was to just say the truth, in my civilian life, I started being more able to just say the truth on stage. And that difference is astounding. I mean, being comfortable with oneself. I mean, comedians are not like comfortable people by nature, but comfortable enough to tell the truth on stage about stuff is a huge asset.
Oh, it's liberating.
Yeah. And it helped my comedy, but my comedy helped me. It was indispensable because I found if I'm like scared of something or embarrassed about something or ashamed of something, if I can make a joke about it and say it to a room full of strangers, it takes like all of the power away from it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I listening to you talk about like being on stage before you transition, did you ever like feel guilty, like you were lying to the audience? Or did you feel
I felt
guilty?
guilty all the time about everything. I mean, it's not like, no, I don't think I felt guilty because I was like convincing the audience that I was a dude, you know? I felt guilty about everything else. I mean, I thought I was being honest in my old comedy, and I haven't really listened to too much of it, but I know I wasn't. And I was also I was so sad. I don't know if a lot of people understood how close to just, to put it bluntly, taking myself out that I was. I mean, I was like on a razor's edge there for a while.
Yeah.
And that was something that I felt like, I mean, I could make a lateral joke about like, oh, depression, am I right? But I couldn't really be honest where it's like, you guys, I might come home from this mic and you will never see me again, you know? And I mean, I guess I felt guilty about that, but
Was it confiding in like others, with like, so has that feeling kind of subsided that you're starting down a path where, hey, I can express who I am. I can be honest with who I am. I can talk to people openly about it. There's no more like, I'm going to hide, so
no,
does
there's not.
Does that help that subside?
Yeah. No, I'm, if not happier than I've ever been, I'm less sad than I've ever been for sure. Awesome. I think that's a good distinction. I do feel like I walk with more of a sense of purpose now. And I do feel like my experience can help other people, which is nice. And I'm experiencing so much stuff in life for the first time. Like it does really feel like there's a lot of life yet to explore, which is an exciting thing for someone in their 40s, I have the unique experience of like, because of the hormones and living healthy, I look better every time I look in the mirror rather than worse, which is not something a lot of 40-year-old women can say. 42-year-old women. And even stuff that I had done before, doing it again now even feels new. I mean, it's yikes. Sorry, I'm gonna try not to laugh. Yeah, do it. Where was I? Oh yeah, doing those things now, it's like doing them again for the first time. Sex is great. It's obviously really different these days. Fucking cat's pajamas. My relationship with my family, which is not a sexual relationship, is the pain has me like talking with her. Happy Thanksgiving. That relationship is much better than it's ever been.
That's awesome.
I don't have the same guilt that I used to have, where I just thought I was fucking everything up, and I'm like, well, shit, one of these days I'm gonna kill myself, and I'm gonna like hurt all of them more than I can imagine, and you know what I mean? It's just, and that's not to say I never feel a little suicide-y at all these days, but it's passing, and I think it's just more of a reflex thought from that being the
normal way before.
Yeah, that used to be like the plan B that was loud and in the background of every single problem that ever happened, where it's like, I mean, I could always just blow my brains out, you know.
So earlier you were talking with Eric and you said that today is your 9 months sober.
Yeah, I've been sober for 9 months. I have carried it to full term. That's such a hack joke. But yeah, it's 9 months today.
That's awesome.
Kind of caught me by surprise.
So was it drugs, alcohol, combination of everything?
It was mostly alcohol. I smoked pot, but I mean, that wasn't like, the main thing was just alcohol. I was drinking just a ridiculous amount. It was about like a handle of vodka every 2 days.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was not fucking around. And I just realized, like, one, I couldn't stop, which, you know, that was kind of a big deal. But also, the thing that was really freaking me out was, like, it was really tied into, like, I have and still kind of have a lot of social anxiety, just left over from growing up and being in the closet and stuff like that. And that was just a thing that I used to deal with it. And I wasn't like a fun time drinker. I was just like a drink to keep the pain at bay, or at least keep it from showing on my face kind of thing.
Yeah.
And every time I would leave the house for anything, I was drinking. So that meant drinking and driving quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I would be like, okay, well, I'm not going to drink and drive tonight, or I'll at least kind of just keep it under control. And I never could. And it was starting to freak me out. And I knew I was just like one bad bounce away from hurting or killing someone else or me, or best case scenario, getting a DUI, and like the comedy dream is over, you know? And I was drinking in my car on the way to comedy shows, drinking the free alcohol at the comedy shows, then drinking all the way back home. And it's just like, what a fucking mess. There was always like cans and stuff on the floorboard of my car. I was really hoping when I got sober that like that would go away, but now it's just like energy drink and like seltzer. What it looks like, it still looks like my car looks like some raccoons got in there and had a credit card, you know.
So do you think like the improvement with family and stuff, you know, is kind of centered around the sobriety also?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's not like I was surly and awful around my parents, but like, they, I was doing so good.
You're doing well. Yeah, you're doing well.
I was drunk like all the time. No one really could tell because I was a very functioning alcoholic. It was the Swiss watch of not, you know, slurring my words or like accidentally peeing myself a little bit. But yeah, I'm clear now. I am doing a lot more problem solving, kind of like head on. And actually solving problems. It's kind of one of the neat things about quitting drinking is sort of you get the opportunity to build some coping skills that you may have drank through every single opportunity in the former life.
Yeah. So
I do have like the emotional maturity of like a 13-year-old in a lot of regards.
I think
13
does.
and 9 months.
Yeah, I think everybody has the emotional maturity of a 13-year-old. It's just if that
then a drunk 13.
Well, yeah, it's if that 13-year-old still hates their parents or not, you know. So do you whenever you go out and you encounter people, do you get hate? Like, I mean, do you?
Oh, you mean for being sober? I'm kidding. No. For being transgender, not really. You know, I know that's not everybody's experience may vary. And I live in a pretty rural place. But
That's what I was gonna say, because you told me that like you live in the middle of nowhere.
yeah, yes, I do. I say it's a one-horse town, but it's a nice horse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think well, one, I'm very big. I'm like 6'2", you know, and physically formidable. So like I'm just more, I guess, physically intimidating than some others of my ilk, maybe. Mm-hmm. And I think that kind of keeps things diplomatic a little bit more. Because, I mean, no one wants to get fucking thrashed by someone with a nice smoky eye. That's like not going to be a fun story for their friends. But also, like, I kind of think of myself as sort of a diplomat as far as this goes, because I am the first one of these a lot of people meet. And like, I just try not to confuse curiosity or awkwardness or even just basic ignorance with like hatred, you know? Okay. I think if you don't have any frame of reference for what something is, it's kind of not fair to expect that person to behave in a way in which they did, you know, like to just expect someone to know how to deal with stuff right out the box. Like that's not even fair to them. So if someone says the like quote unquote wrong thing, but it's totally absent malice, like I won't correct them in a way. I hate the word correct, but I won't kind of like guide the conversation in a way that makes them feel bad or makes them feel stupid or like with any, won't return any hatred or anything. And I try to be patient, and that has gotten me so far. I mean, I mean, I won't say I'm the only transgender woman in Pittsburgh, North Carolina, but I haven't seen too many others out in the wild. But everybody there fucking loves me. Like, everyone at the farm. I go to the pharmacy a lot because I'm crazy and take hormones, so I see them more than some of my close friends or family. But like everybody, the grocery store, people at the hardware store, that sort of thing. Everybody knows my name, and they're really happy to see me, you know. For being a person who quit drinking, it's like I fucking live in Cheers now. It's nice.
That's good. Like, so do you think I'm sorry.
Oh, well, what I was going to say is if I wasn't in as good a place psychologically or hadn't done some of the groundwork with a therapist, there's a lot of room to project hatred, because I think a lot of people just assume the entire world hates them, and it's really easy to see evidence of that if your brain already thinks it's going on. I mean, our brain wants to solve problems and see patterns even when they're not there.
Yeah.
So like coming at it from a place like that, I mean, the world just sucks.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Just walking into it automatically, like people are going to hate me. Whenever they just might not know, you know, they might just be able to ask the question. That's awesome that you allow people to, I guess you could say, have a lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
You know,
also, believe it or not, I know it's unlikely, I do pass sometimes, you know, every now and then.
What do you think a lot of like the rural acceptance of somebody in transition is kind of a reflection on like where we're at socially in America and stuff, you know?
Oh, that's loaded.
Yeah, it's a loaded question, but I mean, you know, you have a firsthand account.
You know, I'll tell you, this is how I read that into it. I think that we, like trans queer people, whether we like it or not, we're just living, breathing wedge issues. And I think that like people have really strong feelings about us rhetorically that are a lot stronger than they may be personally. Like someone can be so infuriated by the idea of someone changing their gender and all the like theoretical problems with that, with sports or blah, blah, blah. enough so they get themselves worked into a tizzy about it without ever having to meet one. And then, like, I know a bunch of people firsthand, definitely, you know, conservative, Republican, like really Southern people, they literally give no shit. They think I'm great. I think they're great. Like, we hang. I think that our political climate is blustery, and it's loud, and it's distracted, and it's, you know, it's just, it's easy to talk about something that is salacious and makes people question their ideas of gender or what, you know, what's what, but actually doesn't technically affect their lives at all. At all. That makes it a convenient political topic. You know what I mean? But I just kind of like being out there and just kind of getting to know people and not writing anybody off, because I think that makes it harder to use us as a political football. If I'm just like, not even a fucking activist, but just someone who's just out there telling a woman with a Make America Great hat, Make America Great Again hat on, that she has nice nails. You know?
More bees with honey situation.
Yeah, more bees with honey. And I only say it when they do have nice nails. That's the thing, man. That's the power of a compliment. It's so disarming, especially if you expect someone to be a piece of shit and they come up and they say something nice to you. It's just like, ooh, you know.
Takes the power away.
It does take the power away.
So
sometimes I do that almost aggressively. Not aggressively like as a show of force necessarily, but I'll look for someone who either could really use that compliment, or someone who might be trying to decide how they feel about me, and I will preemptively be like, those are really nice desert boots, or whatever. Just kind of head it off at the pass. And I've never regretted doing that. It's another thing, you know. You regret not saying anything, or especially regret saying something mean, but I've never regretted giving someone a compliment on their fucking nails. Like,
well, compliments are, far and few between sometimes.
Not in the world of womanhood, my friend. That is,
oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
So,
that is our secret language.
Compliments? From
other
all
women.
Sexes? Or
no, from other
women,
especially
like
other women. It's like, yeah, that is a special form of communication that we have that you gentlemen do not.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever
told a dude you really liked his shoes or something.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Shoes are, you can tell somebody they got nice shoes. Like, oh man, I like your sneakers. You know,
or like, oh, you've got great skin.
That would be kind of creepy. Yeah. You know, I think great skin would be a.
Yeah, Eric would.
Yeah, Eric would do it, but I don't
Eric's
know.
Not your average house cat.
Yeah, the great skin. I might not do that one, but now I want to do it just to see how somebody would react. You know, like, hey man, you got some really nice skin.
Yeah.
And then they
call you fag under their breath and walk away.
Or they look at me and they're like, does this guy want to make a guy suit? You know?
Yeah, that's another, guy suit.
Yeah, does this guy want to make a guy suit?
I don't know why, but I pictured a skin suit, but it was also made out of Guy Fieri.
Oh, man.
Got like flames on it and everything.
Yeah,
oh,
absolutely.
Mayor of Flavor Town.
Spiked pubic hair.
Uh-huh.
I just imagine Guy Fieri has spiked pubic hair. Anybody else? Just me?
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that. And
Weren't you just talking about telling someone they have nice skin is creepy, and you're over here thinking about Guy Fieri's pubes? Come on, man.
Not all the time, man. I mean, sometimes I do think about other things. So what would you say is kind of next steps for Annie?
I mean, I'm kind of taking it one day at a time. at the moment, just because being sober is still so new, and I'm just, just trying to make it one month to the next, 1 year to the next.
Have you performed since you're sober?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm much better sober, it turns out. I was scared that the magic would be gone, I think a lot of people have that idea in their head that like, oh, for me to be an artist, I gotta be like tortured and drunk and blah blah blah. But yeah, depressed.
I used to have to wear a special pair of shoes to be good at tattoos, and I have to wear a special hat to be good at tattoos,
like a lucky hat kind of thing.
Yeah, and then I have to wear a certain shirt to be good at tattoos, and then it just was like, oh no, you're just good at tattoos.
Yeah,
right.
Oh God. Christ Almighty. Yeah, the I'm still settling into it. It was tough to do comedy the first few months. Just because I had to that pause was kind of nasty, like post-acute withdrawal symptoms where, I wasn't like twitchy or throwing up or anything, but like my brain didn't know what to do since I wasn't giving it alcohol. And I had the anhedonia. So I was like completely unable to feel joy for a couple months.
Did you do a medical detox?
Nope.
Just cold, like
cold twikey. And it was okay. I ate a ton of candy. And sort of laid in bed. Watch my comedy special, please.
Oh, yeah.
If no one watches it, I'll die. Yeah, like and subscribe.
Yes.
I'm trying to get it up to 500 likes. Not likes, views. 500 likes would be nice. Oh my God, in heaven.
So what kind of art do you enjoy?
Comedy. No.
Just comedy?
Art. It's like really starting to hurt.
Yeah, I'm doing color now. So.
Ooh. Yeah. Oh, I can really feel you digging around in there.
You've got a background in that.
Yeah. I have. I like photocopiers. That's my thing. I get off on photocopiers. But I like photocopiers a lot. I took a job at FedEx a while back just so I could make the comedy flyers for free and just play around on the copy machines. And I got paid minimum wage and got yelled at about mail with problems I had no idea how to solve all day long just so I could use them. Oh, man. There's something so satisfying about watching something get reproduced over and over again. I was really into screen printing too for the same reason.
Do you screen print like at your cabin?
Uh-huh.
I got a screen printing background also. We had to learn how to do it. I have an art degree, so it was like,
look at you.
Yeah. Got it all by myself.
Love it. Oh, I got questions for you, man.
What's up?
Dumbest tattoo you've ever given. That's actually suggestive. What is the tattoo that you've given where you're like the person insisted on it, but you're like, you're going to hate this in 5 years?
A guy wanted a goat with gnarly teeth.
Okay.
And so I had an image in my head and he had an image in his head, and he didn't necessarily want to get it a large size.
Mm-hmm.
And so like anything with teeth, like teeth are going to need to be like you need a little size to be able to get detail in teeth. And
Just look at me.
yeah, he just really wanted it real small, and it just, I mean, it's still one of those regrettable ones that I've done that I just, it's floating out there. It's got my name on it.
You signed it?
No, just like anybody ask him who did that. Oh, well, Boodro. Remember Boodro at Pirate Ink Tattoo? He did this hunk of shit because he had to pay electricity.
Have you ever misspelled anything?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no!
I am a horrible speller.
What do you do? Okay, did you notice it before the tattoo was done?
So we were actually having this conversation the other night. I put in 2-inch letters.
Oh, no.
2-inch old English letters.
Oh, no.
Across a guy's chest.
No.
His daughter's name wrong.
Fuck.
Because her name was Megan instead of Megan.
Oh! Sorry, I was Mike.
And my defense for that, I don't know your fucking kid.
I don't know your kid.
You know? And so he had his sister-in-law in the room with him.
Oh, no.
And she was like, oh, yeah, I knew it was spelled wrong. I thought y'all were going to fix it while you were tattooing. And I was like, no, I wasn't. And like, I mean, that dude still got it like that. Like,
at that point, you just change your daughter's name?
Yeah, I think that would be easier. He's like, oh, man, we just laugh about it now. We just
Thank God.
He was an easygoing guy.
For someone with an old English chest tattoo.
Yeah, you know. But
that was me being... I was stereotyping, and that was not fair.
So the tattoo that we're doing is about transition and stuff like that. What about some of your other tattoos? I know some of them.
They're awful.
I know some of them break into your comedy.
Yeah.
You know, so
I have no fucking idea who this lady is. I printed that off of one of the computers in shop class in 1997.
Oh. Nostalgia.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The tattoo on my right arm is a syntax error in another language. I had originally gotten the word food tattooed in my arm on Chinese, because this was during a period of time where people were getting stuff like courage or like last man standing tattooed on them. And I was like, it's a bold statement. And I figured I like Chinese food and that'd be easy to live up to. And then later on, I wanted to get these waves tattooed on there, and we're like, well, we could add another character and kind of like elongate the whole thing. And I'm talking to this guy who's like, he's another ginger. He had Celtic tattoos all the way up to his neck and stuff. And I mean, you could be fluent in Mandarin Chinese. I don't know.
No, I'm not.
He sure shit wasn't. Nothing about him said I am fluent in Mandarin Chinese, and yet, because I was a dumbass, I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever you think. So I got the word fight tattooed underneath it, so it would say food fight. Which, you know, dumb in and of itself. Holy shit. And later on in college, my friend Wendy Lamb, who was from China, came up to me and she was like, do you know what your arm says? I was like, I guess not. And it's a syntax error. It says rations to start a war. Yeah, but I mean, it's like got it like an imaginary semicolon, and it's not even a complete sentence. Like in the joke, it's like rations to start a war. Like it's like the middle and the end of two different sentences kind of jammed together. And then the one on my back's the real gem, the real piece de resistance. I was into graffiti and stuff. Thank God it's in like hard to read wild style. But the tattoo on my back literally says fucking king, wrong regent. You know what I mean? The stand-up joke about that is like, if I ever fuck someone who knows how to break dance. The jig is up.
So how has dating been since
Awesome.
transition?
I haven't been dating. I've just been like fucking.
Salute.
So yeah, well, it's a lot of that has to do with the sobriety thing. I'm not gonna try and get in a relationship until I've been sober for a while. But like, once I kind of like hit my groove, and my confidence level, I do pretty well on the dating apps. I wouldn't say I like clean up, but I've had a lot of really interesting and fulfilling sexual experiences with a lot of attractive people.
So are you completely upfront? Like,
oh yeah,
yeah.
Best case scenario, they're gonna find out. Like, yeah, it's in the profile. And I was kind of self-conscious about it. There are some people that were just like very into the fact that I was transgender, and I was like, that was like a little awkward at first because I was still trying to compartmentalize who I am, and I'm like, I'm not a fetish.
Wait, yeah, I was gonna ask if you ever got the feeling that it was fetishism or
well, look,
anything
everything
like
is fetishized. Like it's the I at first I was like, if anybody just likes transgender people, that's reducing me to fetish and a sex object and is dehumanizing and blah blah blah. These were my internal thoughts. I would never be like, you pig. But I started to think about that critically, and I'm like, no, we are our own kind of person. I think it's perfectly legitimate for someone to just be turned on by us. We're our own animal, and it's a really pretty animal. Like, it's how people use that proclivity, I think, in the flirting / fucking continuum that makes or breaks it. But someone being specifically attracted to me because I'm transgender, to be honest with you, I kind of like at this point. And to have someone be attracted to me because I'm like almost a woman kind of feels a little different, you know?
Well, is it different because like they're liking you for who you really are?
Yeah, to some extent. I think they also like some of the parts. Which are fun. They're fun parts. A lot of them are disappointed when they find out that I will not physically fuck them, but that's okay. They'll live. It's not part of my bag. I like that you like had to wait till you like totally broke me down pain-wise before you started asking me about the sex stuff. You're like,
it's just
trying to find out where the Nazi gold is.
Yeah, it's just the natural progression of
safe?
questioning. You know, oh, more pain. What about your sex life?
It's awesome. I highly recommend if anybody is if anybody's out there just kind of like playing the field, the things you can take to not get sick are so fucking crazy. You get these monkeypox vaccinations. I just started on PrEP, which is I'm probably gonna say it wrong and someone's gonna blow me up in the comments, but it's like kind of like an antiviral thing, so that I'm much less likely to get AIDS. This ass is bulletproof, baby.
And I like
we'll go on the road. I can get a tattoo of a different audience member.
Arms crossed.
Yeah.
Someone that looks exactly like the woman on your arm. Just so happens.
Oh, that looks fucking great.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
When was the last time you got a tattoo, Annie?
The 2005, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. 18 years ago.
Yeah. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it was a while for me too. I think it was before the one I got with Boodro. It was 8 years or so.
Yeah, I thought you had told me like 8 years.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it? Thank God. No offense.
We did it.
Make it dance.
Yeah. That's squishing out of a thing.
Awesome. I really do appreciate you being a part of this.
Yeah,
You
man.
know,
Thank you very much.
Yeah, hopefully your story, you know, if anybody's, you know, fighting that uphill battle, hopefully, you know, it helps them a little bit, helps them
Come
get
out of the
by.
closet. Everything gets better. I swear. Nothing is worse than being in the closet. Just find someone safe, tell them, and fucking start moving on. The whole world is waiting for you. You
Yeah.
can get a free tattoo.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
Oh, yeah, man.
Hell yeah.